Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. On this channel, we talk about problems people face in their day-to-day lives. Let's start with a video. I am a 31-year-old woman and I've been married to my husband, 32, for 5 years now. And if I'll be honest about it, I haven't been happy in the marriage since it started. We're not native from here. My husband's family moved to America from our country for better opportunities, and they are settled here since. My husband had a good job, so my parents thought that he was the best candidate for me to get married to. No, I have never loved him, nor has he ever tried to make me fall in love with him anyways, so basically it is all restricted for me from everywhere, and now after having children, it has gotten worse for me. And I'm tired of pretending that I'm okay when I'm not. We live in a joint family, and in my culture, the parents staying with kids is the best thing to do and live. My husband is bad, but my mother-in-law is worse. When my husband gives me a little freedom, my mother-in-law comes over to sabotage it from me. And this is really how it has always been. And I am done with the whole situation. It's not that I want advice. I want to vent. And here, I have literally zero friends because we don't have many brown households nearby. And I don't even want to get started with how annoying it is to hang around the other women in the neighborhood. I just don't vibe with them, and they can literally insert racism into anything. I've made my life a living hell, and I don't know how to get out of it. My mother-in-law forced us to have kids and emotionally blackmailed till we gave in, and I had to get pregnant even when I didn't want to be pregnant. I have no rights over anything here, not even my own body, and it's suffocating to be here. And today, she crossed all the limits. My mother-in-law was never really that fond of my family, and in her eyes, my parents are some poor peasants that sold me off to them when they couldn't support me financially. And she isn't wrong either. That's what they did. I had to discontinue my education and get married and move countries, lose friends and family, everything, and I'm being tortured every day. And I can't take any actions because they have never physically assaulted me. They just find passive ways to weaken me and destroy me mentally. The worst part is I can't even turn to my own family because my mother-in-law just destroyed our relationship by backbitching about me to my family and how I have changed and think how unjust my parents were. I have so much to vent. Recently, I got to know that my parents got into an accident and were severely injured and are still on life support back in my country. It's been 3 days and the doctors don't see their condition improving and have told me to bring as many family members to visit because this month may be their last month on Earth. I am so scared about it and I can't believe that this is actually happening. I need to see my parents and my mother-in-law is not letting me go as she can't handle the whole house and everything is so annoying right now. My husband agrees and thinks I can just Skype them or something instead of calling, and the kids are the worst. I love them, but they're just annoying and spoiled. I don't even get the chance to raise them. My mother-in-law, who thinks and knows what is best for them, keeps on nagging and sabotaging my kids from me. And this all makes me feel so low and makes me want to die. I am just so scared and desperate right now. A whole lot is going inside my head, and I don't know how to react. I'm scared completely and just looking for an escape. This life is slowly killing me. And when my mother-in-law refused me to go and started a drama of how I am talking back and disrespecting her when she gave birth to my husband and how my parents still haven't paid them the $30,000 they promised they would pay, I feel so crappy each day. From the moment you wake up, you get reminded how unwanted you are. And after a day where you hear all those nasty words and even sometimes from your kids, it's just heartbreaking and I'm losing my soul. I need to see my parents. I miss them and want to be there and see them for at least once, just to be there with them while holding their hands and telling them how much I love them and everything. I don't know why my mother-in-law is keeping me from leaving the house and visiting my parents once before they die. It's not about money. Even my brother can and is willing to arrange the flight money and everything, but until I get the permission of my mother-in-law, there's no way I can step out of this house. And even if I just go and leave all of them like that, I would never be able to come back to this house ever again. I wrote this yesterday, and it seems a lot of people have started noticing this post. And yes, I know that I need to get out of this marriage, but I can't. I don't want to bother my parents on their deathbed and throw fits to my brother and start a new life. I can't get a job. I'm literally just a high school graduate. I am just incapable of doing anything, and I need my husband to support me financially. And I know I would never be able to provide the right kind of life to my kids on my own. If I didn't have kids, I would have just disappeared somewhere. I have responsibilities and duties to fulfill, and my parents didn't send me to run away and take their dignity with me. For now, about visiting my parents, I still don't know the motive of my mother-in-law to not leave me to my parents. It's annoying. Nothing improves, and it's all the same old crap. I've been feeling so low, and please, before calling me weak, go through the whole post and actually realize all the shit that I go through on a regular basis. I need to see my parents somehow every day. They're getting closer to death, and I need to reach them before they pass away. Hey everyone, it's really nice to see all the comments you all put and write. Give me support, and I didn't make it to meet my parents. They passed away 2 days apart. I'm really sad and depressed about the whole situation. Part of me has died, and the disappointment I feel towards my husband and my mother-in-law is just something I can't measure in words, along with my parents. Something in me has died too. Wake up each day, look at my husband, and I just want to never look at him. Now I can't even fake all the affection I used to. Each time we have sex, it is just something that feels disgusting, and he touched me. I really want to murder my mother-in-law and abandon my kids and leave. They are 4 and 2 respectively, but they're both just the seeds of evil. I have never seen more horrible children than them. Yes, I gave birth to them, but it's just shameful to even look at them. I just know I have to get away from this situation or I won't last long. 5 years have passed since I made this post. I have never updated it, and actually, to be honest, I have forgotten about me posting this. And while scrolling through Reddit from my new account, I came across this, and everything came flooding into my head, so I immediately recovered my account, and here I am 5 years later, and still really thank you for all these messages and advice. They actually helped me. And this one user really changed my life. So, I'm divorced. And no, the kids aren't with me. I just didn't want them. I just couldn't stand them no matter how hard I tried. I just couldn't stand them. My parents passed away, and I didn't have anyone I had left to make happy and honor. I joined Our Ladies Club and started networking and became friends with a bunch of other women, told my story, and they sympathized with me and got me into contact with one lady who would later change my life. She, after hearing my story, told me to immediately pack my bags and come leave with her instead. And like that, I followed a complete stranger. I took all my legal documents, everything, and stole some money from my husband and left forever. I felt no attachment towards my family, none of them, and just fled. Later, when they came searching for me after 2 weeks, I made sure to tell the police about the pain that they had been inflicting. The few of my friends I made helped me through the whole divorce procedure. I started my own embroidery clothes business, which is now really popular among the famous ladies here. And yeah, my business is going good. No, I didn't get to this position overnight, but it took me 5 years. I don't care and don't mind sharing, and my family members just are always there for me each time after knowing everything that happened. My mother-in-law planned to break all the ties I had made and cut me off from my whole family, and thank God I saved myself. I don't know anything about their lives, but they sure have a new DIL and wife, and I'm here living my best life without being abused and threatened over everything that I do. I have finally gained and earned my independence, and I owe nothing to anyone, and that's the best thing ever for me. Another story to prove that feminism is still required in this world, and we still haven't progressed much as a society. I came here, started reading it, and thought it was another toxic family antics story, but this is just evil, and I know everyone will villainize you for dumping your kids, but it's totally your choice. And you didn't really have a lot to say in their life anyway, so better to put them aside. And the only reason you succeeded because you didn't have the heavy burden of kids. I'm happy and agree with all the decisions that you took, and I hope you write a book about it. I'm amazed that they didn't let you visit your dying parents, which speaks volumes about what kind of people they are in real life. You did nothing wrong. The kids have already learnt their core values, and they would be toxic too, and their presence would give your husband a pathway into your life. NTA. First of all, and to get out of the way, my husband and I got married 2 years ago. I have a 7-year-old from a previous marriage. We moved to his hometown some months ago and started spending more time with his family. Now, to give some context about the team consists of male family members, father-in-law, his brother, and male cousin-in-law, CIL. What they do is hang out together constantly and make jokes and play board games. That's it. Whenever we visit and I bring my son, they'd have to go sit with them to teach him stuff. At first, I was like, whatever, even though they'd cling to him and not let him play with the other kids. They said they were teaching him so he could become a member of the team. But what they do irritates me. First, they cuss around him, causing him to pick up words, then have him take home weird-looking shirts that they said they dyed for him specifically. Then they tried to get him a tattoo behind my back, but I shut it down immediately and had a fight with them about it. Father-in-law apologized and promised not to do anything like that again, but begged me to not rob him of seeing my son again. So we kept visiting, but last week I got told by father-in-law to go to the store to get something for him, and while I was gone, they shaved my son's head completely. I found out and went off on them, including my husband, who watched and did nothing. My son didn't even want to go to school out of embarrassment and shame, and I had to deal with his constant meltdowns. I had an argument with my husband telling him I no longer want my son around the team and his male family members who were part of it. He said I overreacted and that hair grew back and it's not a reason to alienate my son from his loving family. I said no more discussion, but he and father-in-law and his brother and mother-in-law said what I was doing wasn't fair, and even as far as to say that I'm making my son learn to become soft instead of encouraging him to discover and try new things. I refused to respond to them. Now they're shaming me on social media, saying I'm being unfair to divide the family the way I'm doing. Am I being unfair by standing my ground on this? NTA, your son is 7 years old. They wanted a 7-year-old to get a tattoo? Who does that? And then forcing him to do things he clearly doesn't want to do is uncomfortable, and it's borderline child abuse. Do stand your ground and look out for that kid's well-being. And if that family keeps throwing toxic crap around, such as that you're making your son become soft, because he is going to an adult to get help when other adults are hurting him, I think that should finish raising all the red flags in the world. I know Reddit likes to break up marriages all the time, but if I were you, I'd take a serious look at this marriage. This is not okay. No, you're completely NTA. Letting him hang out with the team would be grave malpractice. They shaved a 7-year-old's head? Tried to get him a tattoo? This is madness. I bet they didn't share all those details on social media. Knowing that, the only people who'd think badly of you are monsters. All the team is going to do is abuse your kid and, most likely, teach him misogyny. Keep them away. If your husband won't cooperate, you'll need to reconsider the relationship. My daughter is at that stage where kids pretend that they're grown-ups with jobs. The jobs differ depending on who she meets or sees on TV. In the last few months, she wanted to be a teacher, babysitter, truck driver, president, garbage collector, photographer, knee doctor, after I injured it, scientist, witch, football steward. Last month, I was watching a football match with her, and she asked me why are the people in yellow not watching the game. When I explained that they're there to ensure that no one goes over the pitch, she told me that's what she wants to do when she grows up, because they get paid to do nothing, LOL. I tried to play along with every job that she wants to do and buy her the required tools for it, if I could afford it. For the steward job, I got her a little vest and made her an official badge. She would stand in silence watching me and after a few minutes demand that I pay her. Last Saturday, an old friend of mine paid us a visit. My daughter asked her about her job. My friend replied that she is a housewife, so for the whole afternoon my daughter kept interrogating her. After my friend left, all my daughter has wanted to do since then is to be a housewife. She already has 3 kids, and that she helps with homework and teaches them manners, and each one of them has a food allergy. Yesterday, we were coming back from the grocery store when we met some neighbors. They started talking with her when she told them that she just came back from the grocery store to make dinner for her husband and children. They gave me some weird looks and said goodbye. A few hours later, they knocked on my door. They wanted to have a private discussion with me. After I explained what's happening, they gave me a 1-hour lecture about how stupid and ignorant I was, and I should stop encouraging this because I was damaging my daughter. They told me we aren't in the 60s anymore, and young girls shouldn't dream about being housewives anymore, and demanded that I stop brainwashing my daughter because her subconscious will start settling for being a housewife instead of dreaming about bigger things. I haven't been able to sleep since then. I had my daughter when I was 19, and now I'm 24. Her mom wants nothing to do with her. Every day has been a struggle, and most of the time I don't even know if what I'm doing is right, to the thought of unintentionally hurting my daughter is filling me with guilt. My nephew wanted to be a dinosaur until shortly before his 7th birthday. Now he wants to be a YouTuber. My oldest son wanted to be a dog when he was 4. Now he wants to be a video game developer. Kids are weird. They change their minds at the drop of a hat. NTA. NTA. Holy crap. This is what's wrong with neo-feminists, and I'm talking about the far, far left ones. A vast majority of feminists believe that women should have a choice. Your daughter should know that there is no shame in being a housewife, just like she should know that there is no shame in any of the other 67 jobs that she will want to try as she grows up. She's 5. You're doing great as a dad by supporting her goals and career swaps. Your neighbors suck, and next time they want to talk shit, tell them to kick rocks.